Coming up on this week's show.
We dig in for the night on a snow-covered mountain in Scotland.
So we've been digging for a couple of hours now and the camera is finally starting to completely freeze over, and I am also freezing over.
There's tips on the best place to honeymoon. And I'm enjoying my own company at a new Korean restaurant for solo diners here in Seoul.
Ooh, that was really bad chopstick etiquette.
First up this week, we're in the Cairngorms National Park in the heart of the Scottish Highlands. The frozen landscape is beautiful at this time of year, but conditions can be brutal. And recently, a number of hikers have found themselves in trouble there after reaching higher terrain. The advice is never to attempt this on your own in bad weather conditions without an experienced mountaineer. So we sent Joe Worley on an overnight tour with a guided group to learn some winter survival skills.
This is the snowiest place in the UK. Over 1,700 square miles of glistening ice-capped peaks. The snow makes it a popular spot for winter sports, but at this time of year, the weather in the mountains can also be unpredictable and extreme. If you find yourself lost in a blizzard like this, one of the best survival techniques is to dig a hole to shelter from the elements. I've scaled Mount Cairngorm with a tour group led by expert guide Andy Bateman. He's going to teach us how to safely construct a snow hole. One of the best places to dig is this small valley, 1,100 metres up the mountain. It's nicknamed the Snow House because of the drifts that collect here. I'm so cold. Right. It's so snowy. I can't actually imagine how we're going to stay here tonight.
Well, the big killer in terms of your own temperature is the wind. And when we get in the snow hole, we are totally out of the wind.
What is the wind chill now? What's the sort of wind speed?
Well, we're in quite a sheltered hollow now, so it's probably only sort of 5, 10, 15 miles an hour, something like that. When we came over the top, it was considerably more than that, as you very well experienced. But once we're in the snow hole, we'll be very sheltered. So we're going to get you warmed up. Okay, so there's your shovel.
While we've been preparing the equipment, 3 of the team, Lorna, Gregor and Dave, have made a start on the hole by digging tunnels into the snowdrift. When they're deep enough, we'll connect them to form a cavern.
We're just tunnelling into the snow at the moment. We've got to go in a good metre from the top here. Do you want to come in and have
yes.
the dig? I'm just chopping away at this face here.
And how long does it take to do this normally, Andy?
It very much depends on the snow conditions. We've got relatively soft snow, but certainly 3 hours plus, sometimes as much as 5 hours.
5 hours?
Digging.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's about 3:30 now, is it? So it's going to go dark, not so long away.
This is a snow saw designed to be able to cut through ice and snow. And by using this, we can often remove the snow far more efficiently, in as much we can cut blocks out rather than chipping away.
And are we okay under here? This isn't going to collapse?
No. I mean, the strength is in the thickness of the snow. This is it's quite narrow, so it's well supported. But when we actually make the living space, we want to make sure that's narrow as well, so it's well supported.
Oh, that was a good bit in the middle.
I'll now get in there with a shovel.
What is it about pushing yourself out of the comfort zone that people enjoy?
I suppose it goes back to, it very much engages the brain. You forget about all your worries. You know, you are concerned about keeping warm, surviving. It takes life back to the elemental, you know, it's about survival. but surviving in style, we hope.
So we've been digging for a couple of hours now, and the camera is finally starting to completely freeze over, and I am also freezing over. So we're gonna focus on digging, otherwise we might not have anywhere to stay tonight. We chip and carve away at the ice until eventually it starts to take shape. We've finally reached one of the most satisfying bits of digging, when the tunnels start to connect and we can reach through to each other. Andy's built over 50 snow holes with groups of tourists and shows us how to sculpt the roof with a saw to stop collapse and prevent drips. He assures me he's never had one fall down before. Still going. Just widening out the chamber side. There's enough room to lie out in. It's hard work, but it is finally starting to warm up in here. The average temperature in a snow hole hovers around 0 degrees, toasty compared to the freezing winds outside. We're making the hole big enough for 6 people and all our stuff, but in an emergency, even a small snow shelter can provide vital protection from hypothermia. We heave the biggest pieces of snow to the exit and use them to block up 2 of the doors, filling in the gaps to stop drafts getting through.
There we go.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, that is amazing. So we made it. This is our beautiful snow hole. There's a nice vaulted ceiling up there. And Andy's very kindly cooking up a round of tea for everyone. You can just see Lorna and Gregor all the way down there. I can't believe we made it. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Woo-hoo! After a hot meal from the stove, we all try and settle down for the night. Even with layers of clothing and a specialist sleeping bag, it does feel pretty chilly. But it's completely silent. We're hidden away from the gales outside. So I survived the night. I've just been woken up. Andy was outside chipping the ice away because all this snow has fallen in the night and sort of blocked us in. So he's just dug us out, and now he's making us a cup of tea. I think I've slept a little bit, but it's been very, very cold. The thought of heading back outside is daunting, but Andy helps me to pack up and clamber out of the hole into a blizzard of white. Getting back down the mountain is a mammoth effort because of the swirling snowstorm, but that feeling of knowing we survived the night is exhilarating.
Still to come on this week's travel show. Our global guru's here with advice on an April honeymoon and the best ideas for a big family break in France. And I'm keeping conversation to a minimum at a new restaurant for solo diners here in South Korea. Your destination inspiration every week here on The Travel Show.
Welcome to the slice of the show that tackles your questions about getting the best out of travel. Coming up, Singapore to Italy, overland, and the best location for a family celebration in France. First though, welcome to Valletta, capital of Malta, and for this year only, European Capital of Culture. The cultural programme for 2018 has a strong travel aspect. Key themes include routes, cities and islands. Valletta's twin capital is the northern Dutch city of Leeuwarden, where the artistic highlight in September and October involves 100 Frisian horses performing in a drama about the perpetual struggle against the sea. Next, Matt Taylor from Stafford in the English Midlands is getting married in April, and he still hasn't decided on a honeymoon location.
We want a relaxing beachside holiday mixed in with some sightseeing and culture. We've looked at the Bahamas or the Maldives with a stop in Dubai.
The Bahamas are expensive to reach and to stay in, and not renowned for their depth of culture or great sightseeing. There's more on offer in Dubai and the Maldives, but that involves a long and expensive flight at a time of year when the southern Mediterranean is at its best. Whether you're on the island of Sicily or here in Malta, you can expect temptingly empty beaches, beautiful clear skies, and feast on thousands of years of history as well as heavenly cuisine. Next, Rita from Verona in Italy is currently in Singapore, where she's recovering from a serious infection and she wants to get home.
As I'm not fit to fly, are there any other options for me to travel via sea or land?
Turn your homeward journey into a 2-week overland adventure. You can get the train from Singapore through Malaysia to the Thai capital Bangkok. Take another overnight train and that will get you across the border into Laos. From the capital Vientiane, take a sleeper bus into Vietnam to the capital Hanoi. From there, it's a 2-night overland journey to the Chinese capital Beijing. Then, for the next 6 nights, you can relax aboard the Trans-Mongolian train all the way to Moscow. And would you believe there's a direct train from the Russian capital straight to Verona, taking 40 hours. Finally, Anne Buckingham asks,
we're a family of 7 people aged between 20 and 86, and we want to spend a week somewhere near the sea in France, flying from Heathrow or Gatwick.
Montpellier is my recommendation, with a colourful, compact old town that reflects everything we find enticing about southern France. Sunlight dappling on terracotta roofs and ancient honey-coloured stones, cafe culture spilling out across beautiful squares, and chic restaurants, shops and hotels. There's a fine beach close by and plenty of opportunities for exploring inland or along the coast, and all in less than 2 hours flying time from Gatwick. Whether you're heading for the deep south or the far north, the Travel Show is here to help. So just email the Travel Show at bbc.co.uk and I'll do my very best to find you an answer. From me, Simon Calder, the Global Guru, here on the island of Malta, bye for now and see you next time.
Korean food is becoming famous the world over, and it's here in Seoul that you'll find the best. And I've come to discover a unique way to enjoy it. But first, I'm off to Myeongdong Food Market to pick up a warm snack or two along the way.
So let me tell you, it's pretty cold out here right now. It feels like it's well below zero. But look at this place, it's so bustling. You would think people would be at home with the central heating on full blast. But no, you can't keep people away from Korean street food. I quite like it, it's a good atmosphere. I don't know if you can see me from the steam, but this looks really interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. It's egg on bread, and if you look inside here, you can see it baking in the oven. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a go. It's quite good. It's egg with very sweet bread. It's a nice combination.
Although many Koreans enjoy eating on the go, when it comes to sitting down to a proper meal, it's usually done with a large group of friends and family.
This is so bad.
So I'm meeting a group of local foodies and bloggers who'll give me the lowdown on how to share a meal Korean style.
Hi guys, hey Keith, how are you doing? Sorry I'm late. Wow.
Good eating.
I always laugh about the scissors, right?
Hold on.
Oh, you know, Western people just find this concept strange. So why is it so important for Koreans to eat communally?
Obviously, food is a social activity, right? But in Korea, it plays a role in terms of like, for example, if I'm with someone younger, I feel the need to feed them. So I'll like cut something up and put it on their plate and be like, here, enjoy. Just give me your plate over there.
He'll do it for you.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's very common to do that.
There is an order in which people are served as well.
Oh, really? So what's the order? Age.
Or like seniority.
Well, you're the guest of honor, so you get.
Oh, God.
Yeah, you're the guest, so you get this one first.
Seniority. I heard in Korea that if you pour your own drink, you're going to have an ugly spouse. Is that right?
It's different for like every family.
Is it?
Friend.
You can give the other person bad luck.
Oh,
If I
okay.
pour for myself.
Okay, so I have to pour for you, right?
Yeah. Oh, and then I should receive it with 2 hands
Oh.
to be more polite.
Oh, okay. I'll pour it with 2 hands. Sorry. What happens if you spill it?
Because Korea went through such a long time of poverty, I think that food is so symbolic of what we have now. And being able to watch someone eat or share food together is more meaningful than just getting nutrition and getting it over with. I like to watch people eat, and maybe that's a Korean girl thing as well.
Really? You watch people eat on social media?
No, well, people do that here as well. That's called mukbang, and you can watch people, you can live stream people eating. That's also a huge deal.
It seems that all Koreans like company, whether they're eating together or tucking in online. But in a country where family ties and traditions are strong, I've heard that there's still something of a taboo about actually going out to enjoy Korean food on your own. Although life here in South Korea is changing, and with more young people choosing to live alone, a couple of new restaurants have opened up to serve those who enjoy traditional food and their own company. So I'm off to check one out.
I'm eagerly awaiting my meat and my little barbecue for one to be delivered. It's very exciting, and you see the vent here. It's going to suck up all the fumes so I don't smell like a barbecue when I walk out of here. There's a guy next door, but he doesn't seem to be too keen to have a chat.
그러니까 그만큼 이 혼자 하는 식사라는 것이 지금은 자신을 위한 휴식, 그러니까 함께하는 시간도 중요하지만은 그 혼자 그 자기가 좋아하는 음식을 그 선택해 갖고 그 식사를 할 수 있는 그 시간도 굉장히 이제 중요하다라고 이제 생각을 해서 그런 사람들이 편안하게 식사를 할 수 있게 그렇게 지금 저희가 신경을 쓰고 있습니다.
Gosh, it's really, really quiet here.
Oh, do I get scissors?
감사합니다. Wow, there's a lot of heat coming off this. This is such a strange concept. Usually when I come to Korean barbecues, I'm with a whole group of people. It's either friends or family or even work colleagues, and usually other people do the grilling. I don't know if this is a good place to come if you're single, you know, that you're surrounded by single people, but everyone's on their phone, there's a partition between the walls, so no one really wants to talk to each other. Oops, I'm burning this now. That was really bad chopstick etiquette. You're not meant to go like that with your chopsticks. It shows I'm not very good. See, this is the thing where you miss other people, having other people with you. I'm not the best barbecue grill person, so This is not the most relaxing. I feel like I'm trying to multitask a lot of things at once. I could do with another set of hands, really. It's quite nice not to feel pressured to have to talk to anybody. Delicious. Compliments to the chef. Well, if you're thinking of heading to South Korea anytime soon, here's some travel show tips on things you could see and do.
Seoul 7017 is the South Korean capital's version of the High Line in New York. This former inner-city highway has been turned into the city's biggest green space, with 24,000 plants and trees lining the route, along with cafes and performance spaces, and it's all part of efforts to make Seoul more pedestrian-friendly. A 3-hour high-speed train ride from Seoul is South Korea's second city of Busan and the Gamcheon Cultural Village. This former rundown area overlooking the coast has been renovated and repainted, and you'll find murals and sculptures created by the locals here too, making it a big attraction for tourists. And if you didn't manage to catch the Winter Olympics, don't despair, because there are dozens of annual winter-themed festivals here in South Korea. One to look out for is the yearly ice fishing festival close to the Olympic site in Pyeongchang, where thousands of locals and tourists use rods, traditional lures, and even their bare hands to catch trout from the icy Odaechon River. It runs every year throughout February, so wrap up warm.
Well, that's it for this week. I hope you can join us next week on The Travel Show when
Krista is in Norway as she takes a journey along one of the world's most spectacular rail lines in search of the roots of Norwegian music.
It's kind of the sound of nature.
Oh, this is great. And don't forget, if you want to follow us on the road, you can sign up to our social media feeds. But until next time, from me, Carmen Roberts, and the rest of the Travel Show team here in Seoul, it's goodbye.